Good morning, everybody. All right, so it's actually not a bad morning today. We have VALE starting to push. Let me make sure the volume's working. Yeah, volume's working fine. All right, so VALE went kind of crazy yesterday. It's gapping up some now. Had a pretty big drop yesterday, and so it's starting to rebound a little bit from that drop. AMD is up some in pre-market. Stayed at a pretty tight range yesterday. ACB is one that really took off yesterday as well. Pushed all the way up. Really nice little consolidation, maybe a flag breakout here. I don't know if I would call it a flag necessarily, but a really nice breakout here on the upside for ACB, as well as with the other cannabis stocks. They all started to run as well, like CGC, CRON, CRON. And so I'm going to keep an eye on them. CRON, and CGC have started to drop a little bit lately this morning in the last few minutes. So we'll keep an eye on those as well. We have VYGR gapping up from 804 to 1201. I'll have to look up the news on that one in a minute. We have NBEV gapping some. The SPY overall today is up. So we have GME, which is gapping down. I'll have to look up the news for this one as well. All right, guys. What's up, my cargo? What low cap stock is hot today? I could look up those as well. Let's look up the small caps. So we got NXTD, no volume. DGLY maybe, no volume. PPDF, no volume. RCON, no. I'm not seeing too many cheap stocks. IAG, ZYNE, but most of the ones I'm seeing this morning have pretty low volume. I'm still looking for a few other ones. BOXL, slow. PHG, looking at PCG, it's still pretty volatile this morning for PCG. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many penny stocks that are moving a lot this morning. Yeah, let me guys know in the chat if you see anything. SFET, NVCN. Yeah, 2A usually posts some. Yeah, NVCN doesn't look bad. I like that one a little bit better than SFET. Here we got EGO. BTI popping up on my scanners, which is British American Tobacco. All right, so let's look up the news on some of these. VYGR gapping up from 804 to 1195. I'll have to look up the news on this one to see what's going on with it. All right, so VYGR, significant big percentage gap up. All right, so Neurocrine Biosciences and Voyager Therapeutics did form a strategic development and commercialization collaboration for Parkinson's disease and Friedreich's ataxia. And so, yeah, basically they are collaborating with each other to help develop and commercialize treatments for a few severe neurological diseases. Neurocrine Biosciences gains development and commercialization rights to the gene therapy program VYAADC for Parkinson's and another biodrug for Friedreich's. Voyager did receive $165 million up front along with funding for an ongoing development of each program. and up to 1.7 bill in potential development, regulatory, and commercial milestone payments. So pretty good news. I mean, they did receive a sum, and they are collaborating with another company for VYGR. We'll see where this one goes. Next one I'm looking at, OCX. Oh yeah, I missed OCX. Wow, look at OCX. Yeah, that one is really running. So if you're looking at if you're looking for penny stocks, I do agree with two-way. Look at OCX here. This one's a huge run. I got you. Let me post it really quick. And here's my list, but I kind of want to add some of these penny stocks to it. But here's my list. But yeah, OCX, I'll have to look up the news on this one now. Look at this move, though. Huge gap up from 182 to 358. So a big gap up for OCX. Wasn't earnings coming out for AMD today? And I mean, OCX had something came out yesterday on it. All right, so OCX develops novel tests for early detection of cancer, and so yesterday they scheduled a announcement and conference to discuss results of the company's key RD validation study of DermaView. DetermaView is their confirmatory liquid biopsy test that they are developing, and so basically putting a conference out for their product here, and OCX is showing that move, man, gapping up a huge amount from, like I said, from 182 to 350s. Big move there. Okay, and so OCX positive lung cancer results. Is that what it means? I wasn't able to see what it means. It's a biopsy test. So it's like my wife has had to have biopsies. It's like my wife has the BRCA2 gene, so it's like a breast cancer gene. So it's like biopsies when they most people know what a biopsy is, but it's when they take a big sample to test for whether it's benign or malignant. ACB, and like I said, the cannabis stocks are starting to kind of turn back some here. I know CRON's dropping some. It's down to 1840. ACB, which was a big mover yesterday, dropped some. It actually rebounded up to 1718 or 718 now. And then we also have stuff like CGC, which dropped all the way down to 50. So they did start to kind of turn down some in the last few minutes for the cannabis stock specifically. Yeah, it's okay, man. I mean, Sultan, listen, man. Yeah, she has the BRCA2 gene, like my wife, and she's had a mastectomy. She had a double mastectomy when she was 23. When I was with her at 23, and yeah, it sucks, but she never actually had cancer. It was precautionary, so it was, it was in order to make sure she didn't get it, because with the BRCA2 gene, you have a 90% chance of getting it before you're 30. And so it was just precautionary. But now, honestly, with modern day technology, it worked out fine, and everything was good with it. But yeah, man, it's scary. What's up, Salty? Good morning, man. Hey, I'm doing good, brother. I'm good, doing good, man. Hope you're doing well also. I'll probably do the opening range today, Jay. Like I said yesterday, I think traders tend to jump on short-term results, and I think I just have to look at the data, and regardless of whether it works, I think testing it is good in the first place. And so yeah, I'll probably still do it today, but we'll see. BOXL rip. Yeah, BOXL did just get a big volume spike just now. It's up to 305. Big move here. Let me see where Mitch is at. Mitch still isn't here. I'm sure he'll be here. Cast. What's the best advice you can give for long-term relationships? I mean, I don't know if y'all want me to answer that. I mean, it's just relationships take work, man. You know, they take work. But yeah, BOXL getting a volume spike. I'll have to look up to see what's going on with BOXL. I don't really see anything out for BOXL. Maybe it's just not showing up on my on that specific one here. Let me see. I'll look on Thinkorswim, see if they have a little bit more up-to-date news. Yeah, so here's actually the story for BOXL. So BOXL did put out a release at 8 o'clock, so that's why it just started to spike. And it announced technology alliances with Critical Links and another company called Modern Robotics. And so technology alliances with two of these robotic companies. They had a good showing at the BETT 2019, which I'm guessing is like a technology conference. And they are a leading provider of tech solutions for global education market. So yeah, they partnered with Critical Link and Modern Robotics. And so that's why BOXL is pushing up here, up to 311. That's one to watch now. Let's see what else we get today. We have VYGR. I think didn't I go over VYGR? I think I did. And now I'm gonna look at the cannabis stocks to see what's going on. Yeah, it was crazy when it was happening, Jason, but like it's been a while. Like, you know, like I said, I'm 30, my wife is like late 20s. And so yeah, it's crazy, but with modern day technology, man, you know, I mean, it's not as bad as it was like a few years ago. All right, so let's look up to see if the cannabis stocks have any reason for this pullback. They had a big day yesterday. I mean, I'm not really seeing anything in pre-market this morning. I think they were just up on sympathy from the big moves yesterday. Yeah, I was looking at PCG here, man. PCG did kind of go crazy. Really starting to run this morning as well. Up from 12.01 to 12.29. Yeah, so it filed for bankruptcy. Yeah, man, PCG filed for bankruptcy. That's the press release that came out this morning. They filed for bankruptcy after the largest U.S. utility faces billions in potential damages from the wildfires in Cali. So yeah, it's seeking Chapter 11 to reorganize despite state investigators that its equipment was not to blame for a 2017 fire that killed 22 people in Northern California wine country. But I mean, it still most likely caused last year's California fires, at least from what they say. We'll see where this one goes. It's up even after it filed bankruptcy. We also have SANM. But what was that one? Man, what was the one you mentioned, two-way? I'll figure it out. Let me see. ONX? OCX, right? Yeah, OCX, guys. OCX is probably one of the bigger percentage movers. This one's really starting to push up from $1.82 to 4.10, so a pretty big move here. Relationship advice, become a trader. Right, I know. That's what I thought, Netron. I thought they did it before. UWT, I think this is an ETF, is moving some as well. But yeah, ACB, CGC, and the cannabis stocks are moving some. And then we have OCX, big move. SANM, a little bit more expensive stock, gapping up some from about 27.25 to 33.46. That one's interesting to watch. Yeah, OCX probably the biggest mover this morning, I would think. Right, and that's what I was thinking, Ron. Ron said bankruptcy is protection from total loss. It's actually better news for them. Yeah, for sure. It actually keeps them a little bit protected to a certain extent from bigger losses, if that makes sense. So, kind of understand it. And yeah, the overall market is up again, gapping up from 263.70s to 264.08. So we'll see what the market does today. Overall, yesterday the market kind of went sideways for most of the day. Eventually it pushed out on the upside some, but mostly sideways. All right. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. But yeah, OCX really going crazy here. Big percentage gap up. It's not tradable for me, but I'm still going to watch it today to see what it does. See if anything else in sympathy heats up from it. NBEV is actually dropping down some as well here. Yeah, man, something like that, Jason. I know it was a biopsy. Something with a biopsy. Something biopsy related, Jason. Netron. All right, guys. So yeah, we got some movement here in the market. We also have UCO pushing up here. VALE. Pretty big rebound here. I think this one's an ETF as well, though. Let's see what else we get. VYGR. Big move, like we said. SANM. Big move here. All right, we have RIO. NBEV, CGC. So yeah, we got a few stuff to watch. OCX probably that big percentage mover that everybody's watching though. A lot of volume in pre-market. It's up to 401. And so it's up about 60% or so. Or no, it's up about, what is that? 150% maybe. So a big move here. CRC popping up on the scanners here, but low volume. VALE. SANM starting to drop some. And so yeah, like I said a minute ago, like one thing I'm noticing is that the opening range breakout worked really well. It worked really well on the upside more than the downside. Like the opening range breakout has been really successful on the upside. On the downside, not so much here. Every time it does it on the downside, it kind of washes out and comes back and kind of fakes you out a little bit. But like when it breaks out on the upside, it typically works better. Somebody left a comment for me saying that it was because the market's been rallying, and I think that makes more sense. And so definitely going to keep watching it on the upside. Depends if I'm going to take it on the downside though. Because like I said, most of these days it works on the downside, not so much on the upside. So let's see if we could look back in time. I sometimes trade ETFs, not a ton. It just depends. You don't like Facebook, Jason? Yeah, man. BTI, like I said, British American Tobacco. And yeah, look at VALE. Is VALE an ETF? I'm going to look this up. Oh, no, it's a metal and mining company. And it had a pretty big red day yesterday in pre-market, gapping down from 13s down to about 11 or so. Rebounded some in pre-market and kind of stayed in this range. Look at all the fades yesterday for this one. This one faded a few times over and over again. So that's interesting to look at what VALE does today. But cannabis stocks starting to give back some of their gains here. Look at Cron right now. Cron is dropping some. Down to 1826 here from 1848. And so it's actually gapping down now after gapping up for most of pre-market. Let's see what the other ones are doing. CGC, same. ACB's still technically gapping up, but it's down some from its highs in pre-market. But yeah, OCX probably that big mover that most people are watching. Curious. I mean, I think this one will probably come down some, but I don't know. I mean, lately when the penny stocks have been moving, a lot of them has actually been continuing to run. You know, I'd usually be pretty short biased with these, but we'll see. I mean, it could very easily fill the gap some, but it could also just continue pushing. Maybe wait for the second day fade or the third day fade for that one. Let's see, ROK. AVCO. That was one of the big movers yesterday, AVCO. And it actually held some of its gains and continued here. It's up to the 740 area. Big move in pre-market, washed out some at the open, and then it continued to push up here. Yeah, that's terrible, Netron. I feel terrible for him. ZYNE starting to run. ZYNE, which is Zernerba Pharmaceuticals, is actually starting to push up. It's at 438 now. We'll see why this one's moving like it is. But yeah, for some reason the cannabis stocks are dropping right now. Let's look to see why ZYNE is moving here. Not seeing any new release on ZYNE. Let me look on Thinkorswim. What's up, Arians World? Good morning, man. All right, so let's look at ZYNE. It's starting to push here, get a little bit of volume. So apparently this is a cannabis stock as well. I didn't realize that. Four out of 5 analysts covering cannabis biotech Zernerba, which is ZYNE, have buy ratings. A lot of people are saying that ZYNE has the most potential for an upside, with the average target price of $18.40, 385% upside. Yeah, ZYNE press release came out that said more people are optimistic about ZYNE out of the other cannabis stocks. So we'll see. I mean, it could be fluff. It's down so much already. I guess people are inclined to think it's going to push back up. It's starting to move a little bit here. Let's look to see. I doubt it's tradable for me. No, it's not tradable, unfortunately. So I'm just going to have to watch these other ones, see if they move on sympathy from it. But yeah, ACB dropping some. NBEV kind of sideways. Closed at 710 at 704. We got GME, which is GameStop. Pretty big, significant gap down. And, you know, it's like I said a few days ago. I think GameStop is going to be obsolete in the near future. I think that specifically with stuff like Amazon, which are like shipping games, and the fact that you can download your games to your hard drive on your gaming systems, I think that places like GameStop are going to be obsolete in the near future. And so I guess I'm more inclined to just be naturally short biased with this one over a long-term trade, but we'll look at it and see. Very similar to something like Barnes and Nobles, to where a lot of people are just downloading their stuff online now. So yeah, AMD stayed in a pretty tight range here. You can mark down this range on AMD. About that dollar range that it's been in. Right, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well, man. I think it'll eventually fail within a few years. I just think it's obsolete now. You know, like I play video games, and I think that it's ultimately going to fail. Just like I read books too, and most of my books are digital now. And so same thing with Barnes & Noble. I think it'll probably fail. I think a certain amount of people are always going to want physical copies of their books and games, but I don't think that business is going to be able to sustain GameStop or Barnes & Noble. I think they'll most likely end up failing. But yeah, OCX, big move. GBA, no volume for that one. Yeah, I mean, I used to play PUBG. I don't play it much anymore, but I used to play PUBG. PUBG's fun. It gives you that really stressed feeling while you're in the game, so I like PUBG. Never really got into Fortnite. PRGO, Archon, PCAR, PHG, PBR. PBR is moving up some. I think this is an oil stock, if I remember correctly. Natural gas oil stock. Yeah, AVCO was crazy yesterday. Looked to be fading a few times. NBEV. Yeah, NBEV's kind of break even. I mean, it had a pretty big red day or green day yesterday. Looking at the daily chart, it's up some. I mean, we'll see what it does today. I'll watch it for sure. But like looking at some of these daily charts is what I'm kind of looking at and analyzing here. We'll see what we get. Like I said, AMD kind of stayed in a pretty tight range yesterday. It didn't move that much. So I'll probably watch NBEV, but we'll see. Yeah, OCX moving very, very voluminous this morning. Yeah, OCX, nice flag there. But yeah, VALE, a big move here. We'll look up to see why VALE is doing what it's doing. So VALE did put out a press release that confirmed some arrests related to a incident at the dam they were working on. It was at the Correjo de Fajo mine. And so, yeah, Vail did inform that it's fully cooperating with authorities and will continue to support the investigations. This came out this morning. And there was a dam collapse in Brazil, apparently. And so we'll see. I mean, it's up some in pre-market. I thought it sounds like bad news, but there's something making VALE push up some. If you know, let me know. But yeah, there's something going on with that one. What's up, Abby? Good morning. What's up, Enduro? Good morning. All right, guys, we got a little bit under 5 minutes. I don't think Mitch is joining us today. I think Mitch has work. And so let's do this. EBR up. Yeah, I mean, I can't trade OCX. It's one of those things where I just can't trade it. It's a penny stock. I can't trade, but it looks pretty good here. Like I said, though, most of the time when I see these, I'm short biased, but who knows? It's been a while since I traded these cheaper stocks. Yeah, he'll probably be here in the next few days if he's working today. What's up, Isaac? Also, UCO, big push up today. So yeah, main watches today. Of course, I'm going to be watching AMD, but I'll also be watching the cannabis stocks, CGC, NBEV, Cron, ACB, APHA. What was the other one? VYGR? No. I will be watching VYGR, though. ZYNE. Yeah, look at ZYNE start to push. But yeah, overall market is up. We'll see what we get today. Looking at the daily chart on the market, it's been running since the day after Christmas. And so obviously it hasn't been working on the short side. We'll see when it starts to give it back some, but lately the market's been pushing back up. Kind of broke through that previous support down here at 262. What's up, Mitch? There's Mitch in the chat. All right, guys. Well, we got about 3 minutes left, so let's do this. 3 minutes. Yeah, Mitch is in the chat. All right, so the SPY just broke under 264 here. But yeah, look at OCX, man. Gonna watch that one. Let's look at the daily chart. I mean, most of the time this one fails too, but we'll see what we do short term. RMBS, short. I got you. All right, yeah, let's put the intraday scans up. All right. So we got about a minute and a half, guys. Good luck. Let's do this. But yeah, I'll probably stick with the opening range breakout. I'll probably be a little bit more inclined to stick with it on the upside because that's when it's been working the most. Somebody did mention that the market has been pushing up, which makes a lot of sense. If you look at overall the SPY in general, the SPY's been really running up since the day after Christmas. We are getting a little bit of a short-term spike in CGC here. You can see CGC is spiking up. It's at 50.44, so we are getting a short-term spike in that one. I'm sure we're probably getting some type of sympathy moves in the rest of the cannabis plays. Yeah, CRON, NBEV, all getting a little bit of a short-term spike. NBEV not so much, ACB not so much as well, but it held the gains a little bit better. So we got 40 seconds, guys, so good luck. Let's do it. TYME. I mean, I don't want to give you the wrong answer. I'm really not that well versed with swing trading these cheaper stocks. And so I just don't want to give you the wrong answer, man. Yeah, we'll see what we get with their OCX. I mean, it has potential. NVC in. There's the bell. All right, so we opened. Let's see what the market's doing. All right, AMD's spiking up some here, and the market is down a little bit here. So we'll see. We'll see how closely they follow each other. We'll also look at the range to see what the range is with some of these. Cron pushing up. Some of the cannabis plays moving up some. Market's moving up a little bit. Testing that whole dollar of 264. Already a pretty big move for AMD and some of the cannabis plays. They're spiking up some here. We got JVA popping up on the scanners. JVA. JVA had some volume, but not that much here. It's starting to move up, though. JVA starting to spike. A lot of volatility, though. Huge spread. Like a 50-cent spread in this one. It's only a $6 stock, so that one is starting to move, but kind of a gnarly spread on it. Must be a pretty low float. All right, AMD ended up reversing. Seems to be following the overall market today. Cron down, ACB pushing up some. So one of the cannabis stocks that is moving up is ACB. It's up to 720s now. And like I said, AMD went all the way up to 2040 and then just completely washed out here. CGC, some of these other cannabis plays moving up. But yeah, JVA popping up in the scanners. What is OCX doing? Kind of down some. We'll see if it holds support at VWAP and then continues. But look at AMD here. AMD is really starting to wash out on the downside. You know, this one's been moving up for the last month or so. Month and a little bit over a month. This one's been moving up, and so we'll see what we get here. Market's kind of bouncing back. Super choppy, at least at the open. You can see the overall market. Kind of choppy right here. But AMD's moving down. All right, we got MBEV pushing back up, rebounding. Cron sideways so far. What is ACB doing? ACB spiked up. We'll see if it holds these gains here. And so we got about a 50-cent range already on this first 5-minute candle for AMD. And the SPY overall, let's see, is up some now. What's up, Abby? Yeah, no stress, man. All right, GME, GameStop washing some, man. Yeah, GameStop doesn't look like a bad short. It just depends on what it does here. You know, those lows at 1139 are interesting, but we'll see if it actually tests that level. SPY's very, very sideways right now. It's just kind of been sideways for most of the day today. So far, this first 4 minutes or so. I think AMD's got a pretty tight risk for a VWAP fade here on the 1 minute. Entry of 2012, risk at about 2024, so about 12-cent risk, reward of about 22 cents. But if the SPY breaks out on the upside, I gotta be a little bit more careful with it. Alright, so this first 5-minute candle range is formed on AMD. So with the ranges 39 to 88, so it's about a 40-cent or about a 50-cent range. Let it test these lows here. All right, I'm in AMD, just got in short. We'll see what we get here. I'll give it some time, but kind of a big move to compensate from. Down to 77. Hey, appreciate it, Abby. Thanks, brother. All right, so the SPY is washing out, which is good for my trade right now. The only problem is that it may be a little bit extended on the downside at this point. So, like, Any reasonable push back up, I'll probably cut it short. But the SPY is looking weak, and so that's typically good for the strategy. GameStop does look like a good fade here, I will say that. That's rough, Mike. Don't stress it, brother. Alright, we'll see if AMD can hold down here. Alright, we're down to 81s. Kind of pushing back down here. It's a little bit longer term trade, so I don't mind holding it for a little bit. Down to 76. But AMD's really getting hit here. The only problem, it's like I said before, though, sometimes when this first range is really big, that it's just got a lot more room to compensate to get that risk and reward that I'm looking for. But still too early, but I do have to kind of be on the lookout for that. All right, we're down to 75s. It's dropping nicely here. Goal, I think, should be right around $50 maybe. Down at 50. OCX, did OCX end up washing out? Alright, the SPY's dropping, which is typically good for it. Testing the lows. SPY just broke the lows. Big drop in the SPY, down to 263s. SPY rebounding all the way back up though here. We'll see if what happens with the SPY. ACB giving some of it back here. Look at ACB drop right now. And I got to keep an eye on the SPY, but man, look at ACB drop. Gave back all of that big push. I kind of want to scale up in this one because I missed my entry. So like the closer I can get it to where it would have broke at around 88, I could add my sizing and it would be essentially the same thing here. Wanting to add it on the push, but we'll see. Man, look at ACB look at this drop with these cannabis plays, guys. Look at ACB, CRON. Look at these moves. CGC, they're all dropping pretty significant, pretty big here. Look at this. All the way down to around 49.50 for CGC. ACB took it even worse, I think. Not worse than CGC, actually. That looks worse. But ACB, a pretty significant major drop here as well. Yeah, NBEV is kind of like the outlier of the cannabis sector. Appreciate the sub. Quiet. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Like I said, the goal with this one is probably around the $50 level. 1950s. But the SPY is starting to move up some, and so that is something I have to consider with the SPY moving up like it is. Testing this VWAP level. We'll see what the SPY does if the SPY starts to push up. But cannabis plays bouncing back some here. Cron is kind of the outlier today. Cron's actually moving up while the rest of these stocks are moving down some. All right, AMD back down to the lows here. Like I said, I think a reasonable goal is the $0.50. Right at around 1950 right here is reasonable, I think. If it gets there, it's probably the most logical area it's going to bounce right here. All right, it's down to 65s. Test these lows. Obviously, we're looking for a break here, but I think it really kind of is dependent on what the SPY does here too. So yeah, cannabis stocks are still dropping here. All right, we're down to 65s on AMD, 64. Like I said, a reasonable exit I think would be around the $0.50 of 50, 1955, 1950. 62s. This is going to be AMD's first red day in a while here. 58s. I'm going to take a little bit off there and let these last 50 work to see if it can break that $0.50. Small trade thus far. It had a big range, and so I didn't want to risk it with too big of shear size. But the good news is that I can protect myself some in this trade. Also kind of looking at some fades here. See if we get in some VWAP fades. SPY's kind of fading some here. That's rough, Pat. But hey, green is green, brother. Yeah, SPY's starting to move up, so we do have to be careful of this. May cause this stock to start to push because the SPY broke the VWAP and continued to push up. Glad I took that partial when I did, now that it's starting to move up. Yeah, looking back on it, Netrod, I mean, I kind of wish I could have used bigger sizing, but with a $50 range on that first, or 50 cent range on that first candle, I think taking it slow today is okay. Because a lot of times that 50 cent first candle one-to-one target's just going to be a little unreasonable. And so I think you got to kind of cut it short and use small size. OCX is going crazy. Look at the SPY move here. So we'll probably get a big spike up with AMD here because look at the SPY. This thing just broke the high of the days and it is absolutely ripping now. And so we probably will see a lot of these other stocks really start to go crazy here because this spike up on this move up on the SPY was huge right now. Now AMD's not following it super close at this point, but I gotta be very, very limited with this trade because the SPY just ripped up. I'll give it time to see if they're trading with each other or against each other, but big rip up in the SPY. And so with that, we got to kind of expect a big move up on AMD now. Where's my coffee at? OCX, what did OCX end up doing? Whoa, yeah guys, OCX really ripping here. It's up to 525 now. I mean, ACB looks like a good fade. The only problem is that the SPY's going crazy right now, and so I'm a little bit hesitant to get in anything short at this point. I'm already in AMD, but I'm being very careful with it. But I'm really hesitant to get in anything else short just because the SPY made a huge move to the upside. A huge move. What's up, Sean? Yeah, good to have you too here, brother. Yeah, man. Maybe so. With some of these penny stocks going crazy too, yeah, maybe you're right, man. At this point, I'm just happy to be in the green, even though it's small with AMD, just because of the amount the SPY just pushed up. Uh, I'm just happy to be in the green at all. You know, because I tend to think that AMD's at least going to follow it a little bit here and probably move back up with it. Just to spizzle if the SPY actually holds this or not. I don't know, man. Like I said, I guess ACB looked like a good fade. Like if you look at ACB, but with the amount the SPY's moving up, it just makes me hesitant with some of these. But it looked like it's following through actually some here for ACB. But yeah, there goes AMD, and this is kind of what I expected with the move on the SPY we got this morning. Which is why I took profits right around the low. I'm definitely happy with where I took profits in this one. It was right around the low. We'll see if it gets rejected at the VWAP, but at this point, I just kind of got to let it work some. I'm about break even on my last remaining shares. But ACB was a good fade here. I think it really just depends on what the SPY does at this point. If the SPY continues to move up, I think AMD will probably follow suit. Kron looks like a good VWAP rejection there. No, it doesn't. Day trading. It doesn't, like, what I mean, like, is that, like, once you're in and out of a trade, it doesn't add the commissions until the next day, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure. It's best to reach out to them and ask them. But that's from what I know. But yeah, ACB was a good fade here, and I was kind of watching it here. Beautiful fade. Nice follow through. About 20-cent follow through. We'll see if AMD follows suit. I'm going to go grab my coffee, guys. I'll be right back. But the cannabis stocks are really getting hit here. The SPY has been pretty strong lately, though. A few other ones on the skaters. DDD on the skaters here. DDD pushing up really nicely. PBR. PBR starting to push up some. SSYS. Nice big move at the open. ARLO just spiked some. And NBEV was right around that VWAP level. On GameStop, it did have a VWAP fade. And see, I was even looking at this one this morning. Didn't trade it, but I was noticing this VWAP fade. Alright, so we got a pullback down in 1960s on AMD. We'll see if it actually follows through and breaks these lows here and gets that 1950 level. It's definitely not trending too close with the SPY today, but it's still got time. Could be lagging behind it a little bit. Down to 67. Don't worry about it, Pat. We'll see you tomorrow, man. No stress. Have a good night. Have a good day. But yeah, we did get a few VWAP fades, specifically with the cannabis stocks today. A lot of those have been fading some. About 2 years, Skylar. 2 years or so. Probably going to push up here on AMD, it looks like. I kind of messed with my chart, though. I'm kind of bummed out. I might just put the SPY on the bottom and the AMD on the top, because I kind of messed with this chart too much. Here we go, that's better. Maybe look for a little 5-minute fade on AMD. We'll see if it falls back down here. You went all in Ford last night at 864 before it closed. Ford. Which Ford? F? Hey, appreciate it, Tech. Hey, man, that's why we do it, brother. That's why we do it, man. But yeah, I appreciate any support we can get. We got a lot of supporters here. A lot of people are super supportive of us. The haters are just louder sometimes. But yeah, hopefully it was F. Yeah, man. That one just spiked up nicely for you, brother. You said you went long in it? Hey, good luck, man. It looks good. No, Gino, I didn't buy it. I can't trade that one. That one's not tradable for me. Most of the penny stocks aren't tradable for me on TEFs. And so you see, kind of, I take a little bit of the higher caps more often. That sucks, Mike. Hey, brother, don't stress it, man. Listen, man, it's just a day. There's always tomorrow, man. So don't stress it. You know, you don't need to force anything, and just Yeah, don't stress it, man. It happens, bro. So you'll bounce back. All right, move down to 67s on AMD. Like I said, though, ideally the goal here is the half-dollar level at 1950. I would have to break this low here, but if it could break that low, I think it has a reasonable shot at getting there. It's down to 64s, 63s, 62s. '61s. Yeah, let's see if we get that low of the day break on the SPY here. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Skylar. Welcome, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, we'll see if we get the low of the day break on AMD. There's 60s, back in the 50s. So it's going to test these lows. It could very likely bounce right here at these lows, though. A lot of the times it will, and it's going to bounce at these low of the days. Obviously, we want to see a breakdown underneath these lows and have that test of the half dollar at 1950. But like I said, there's a big chance that it's actually going to bounce right here, and so I have to understand that and understand the likelihood of that. What's a hater's favorite drink? Yeah, man. All right, so yeah, like I said, man, AMD pulled back to that low and then bounced right at that level. It's gonna happen a lot. There's the bounce right when I thought it would be, which, like I said, it's gonna happen a lot. We'll see if it can pull back down and test this area. It's back down to the 60s, but a lot of times it's gonna bounce there, push back down, testing it again. Again, we could see another bounce here, but we'll see if it pulls through. Looking at it on the 5-minute chart. Down to 59s. Let's see if we get that big push. Ideally, like I said, the goal is for AMD to break down under the half dollar. It's down to 58s. Here's the low test. Just broke the low. It's down to 55s. Like I said, we're kind of shooting for it to hold under these lows. Ideally, we'd like to see it push under these lows, hold that previous support as resistance up there at around 1960, and then continue on its way down, breaking under that 1950 level. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here. But I took profits at a reasonable enough spot to where I can get out for at least break even no matter what. Looks like it may bounce right here, though, which is very likely a lot of the times, specifically when AMD does it. We'll let it consolidate some, but the fact that it didn't bounce there looks a little, obviously I don't like that as much. Hey, nice to get this. Good job, brother. Yeah, main target is around 19. If it can break under 1950s, I think 19 is probably a little reasonable. Let's look back on the chart. I think it's got a lot of support at 1950s, though. But 19, yeah, for sure. If it breaks under 1950, 19 is reasonable, I think. But again, you're going to get bounces here so much that we gotta kind of have to expect them some. And there's the bounce. Hey, I hope you're right, Isaac, but it's a big if whether it actually gets there or not. I'm looking at the SPY. The SPY's pushing back up here, so it just depends on, like I said, it's a big if on whether it's actually going to get there or not. I don't mind it consolidating down here, but I don't want to see it break 1980, which is my entry. And so, I don't want to see it break 1980. If it breaks 1980, I'll get out on the rest for break even. Problem is, it's down so much already that, you know, you kind of have to understand the extension in it. It's down so much already that it may start to kind of push up here. Like I said, I don't mind it consolidating down here, but any significant break on the upside, I kind of see a trend line. Let's see. Let's see if it holds that trend line or not. Yeah, that's right, Jay. Don't stress it, brother. There's always tomorrow, man. Yeah, watching this trend line here. But at this point, I've gotten myself in the position to where even if it does push up, I can get out for break even, small win. SPY breaking highs here, so got to be careful with it. SPY just broke the high of the day. And so that obviously might cause AMD to push up here as well. Kind of got a little rejection here, but the SPY is climbing to the high of the day, so got to be careful. Got to keep it pretty tight. Back down to 67. We'll see what we get. SPY got rejected some. I think it depends on what the SPY does. Hey, nice two-way. Stock on Nvidia down 230. What would you do holding some February 1 $45 calls? Are you in the trade or are you holding options? What is Nvidia doing? Nvidia's choppy today. NBEV is kind of faded twice. But yeah, look at OCX go here, man. What a crazy move there. Yeah, I kind of feel you on that, Skylar. Kind of agree with you there. I mean, 1980 I think is reasonable. It has that previous high there. So, like, if it breaks 1980 and holds, I'll probably jump out of it. I'll give it time, though. I don't mind it consolidating here because the more it forms some support and resistance down here, the better it is if it actually breaks the lows. And so we'll see what we get, but just watching it. Really quick though, while I'm waiting here, TradeNet's 20% off sale is done, but you can still get 10% off TradeNet packages by going through my link. If you're interested in using the broker that I use, you can go check out TradeNet, and I'll post that link here. We make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free. And so, like I said, if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I do, you can go check out this link. I just posted it now. All right, so we're getting a drop, a pullback on the SPY. Hopefully that drags AMD down, although it hasn't been following it super closely today. But we'll see what we get here. But the SPY is pulling all the way back down here. So a big move back down. Could bounce at 264, obviously, but we'll see. No stress, two-way. Nice job today, man. Good work. We'll see you Wednesday then, or Thursday then. Big drop in the SPY, down to 264. Just broke under 264. We'll see what we get here. Testing that whole dollar at 264 here. I think this is going to be a major level on the SPY, whether it bounces here or not. Also kind of looking at NVIDIA, because I know AMD and NVIDIA follow each other to a certain extent here. So watching NVIDIA too. Would love for it to confirm this trend line here, but don't know if it's going to do that or not. Let's see. Alright, got to be careful with it here. If you look at AMD on a 1-minute chart, you can kind of see the trend line that I was talking about. Just kind of broke on the upside past it. I'll give it a little bit of time here. Like I said, 1980 is where I'm going to hold myself to, which is just about break even on these last few shares. Yeah, but NVIDIA actually ran up some yesterday. Let's see what NVIDIA did actually. Yeah, NVIDIA actually rebounded some yesterday. It had really bad earnings in pre-market, but it actually rebounded some past that. All right, let's push it up. Like I said, got to be pretty tight with this area here. Looks like it's most likely going to break it, but we'll give it that time to test. $78. Also, like I said, watching NVIDIA, the SPY is actually starting to kind of wash out here. But I'm watching NVIDIA here to see if that affects it or not. It's testing that whole dollar of 135 now on NVIDIA. Right. That's kind of why I'm looking at that 150 level, or that 1980 level. All right, Alright, I let it test 1980. It's down to 77 again. But man, look at the SPY go here. The SPY is just dropping massively here. So it confirmed my risk level of 1980, which is good. And then it dropped back down to 73, which is good, like I said, but we'll see what we get here. I like the confirmation that it gave me, but I don't want to see it hold over this trend line now. There's a quick rebound back up. Yeah, it's following NVIDIA as well, so. There's 90s getting close. Let's pull back to 76. Yeah, it's following NVIDIA is what it's doing. NVIDIA spiked up and came right back down to the range. And so now that NVIDIA is dropping, we should get a drop in AMD. It's testing the whole dollar. But it's kind of, you know, if I pull up NVIDIA here, NVIDIA is kind of testing this level and kind of staying in between this area here. And so that's kind of what I'm watching with AMD. If NVIDIA can break underneath this 134 level, it looks good for AMD. But if not, AMD will probably end up pulling me back. So watching this, see you get a bounce in NVIDIA, bounce in AMD. But the good news is that it's really confirming that risk level. So like 1980 break, I'm out because it's just tested it a few times and gotten rejected right at that level. Alright, so NVIDIA back down, but it just keeps kind of bouncing off that level, so we get some consolidation here as well. Now there's 73s. See, now NVIDIA broke under it, and so we should get a drop in AMD. We'd love to see just a squeeze down here, but chances are pretty low for it. Yeah, NVIDIA back up. AMD's probably going to bounce. There it is. NVIDIA dropped back down. We should see AMD do the same now. NVIDIA spike it up. Should see AMD do the same. Alright, NVIDIA breaking really nicely under those lows, and so we finally should see a drop in AMD now. Big break in NVIDIA, breaking under these lows of the day, and so we should see a wash in AMD now that we get this, and there's the wash. Alright, so this is actually good for the trade. We'll see how much AMD is actually affected by it, but like I said, we got this big break under these lows for NVIDIA, so we should get a wash in AMD as well. We'll see. At least that's my theory. There's 74s. But yeah, big drop down. Dropped about 40 cents just now for NVIDIA. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at as well, Isaac. I mean, the SPY should drop. Like, we had this big drop in NVIDIA just now where it broke the lows, and it rebounded some, but I'm waiting for AMD to drop back down. I don't know if it's going to or not. Just in a tight range. Yeah, AMD just kind of looks like it wants to hold. But yeah, SPY washing out big. NVIDIA washing out big, so we're getting a little bit of drop in AMD, but still holding. Yeah, I mean, I'm alright in it. Like, I took profits at a reasonable enough spot to where I'm not worried about it no matter what. I mean, it's just about if my gain's going to be tiny or medium, you know. But NVIDIA dropping, AMD's finally starting to drop some. We just need AMD to hold. It's just consolidating so tight here that like a break of this consolidation. The consolidation's actually a good thing because it kind of makes it easy. If it breaks this high, good. If it breaks this low, or if it breaks this high, out. If it breaks this low, good. So like just kind of easy to follow now. I'm just surprised that AMD's fighting against all of this, the sector and everything like that. Here's the push. Got to get close here. All right, I'm out. So tiny gain. Yeah, it's just weird. AMD is just trading against everything now, which is probably due to it being down so much already. But green trade, I guess, but very tiny. Might as well be break even. But with NVIDIA dropping, I would think AMD would, but we didn't get it. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you, Isaac. With NVIDIA dropping like it did and the SPY dropping, you would think AMD would follow suit, but it was kind of one of the ones where it was trending against everything, so happy with my exit. Could be a fade, I guess, but happy with it for the most part. Kind of looking at ACB and CGC now. We'll see what we get. I'd rather have a break-even day than a losing day. AMD has earnings today after market. Maybe that's causing some long bias in that one. It's possible. What I'm looking at now is CGC. I don't know what kind of share size I would take with it, but CGC right around looks like a fade here. You know, risk if it gets up to 49.70 could be 50 or so, 30-cent risk. I may miss it. Gold, GOLD. And I mean, here's NVIDIA starting to spike back up, and so glad I got out of AMD there. I think AMD will probably start to run back up here as well. But took profits at the right spot so that even though it did kind of turn back around on me, I was able to get out for roughly break even. Small green, but I'll call it break even. Go to setup Skylar. Here, I'll post the website link. You can go to the site and check them out. Here. Just go to the strategy section at this site, Skylar, and you'll be able to see it. I just posted the link there if you want to check it out. See what Cron's doing. Cron's been a little weird today. ACB. ACB had a beautiful fade at the open. Yeah, no worries. All right, we'll see what we get. I mean, ones I'm looking at now, CGC for a fade right around here doesn't look too bad. I would have to use $50 as my risk. The $50 level as my risk, which is good. It confirmed it multiple times here. Like if I extend this to the left, it looks like a very obvious risk level for CGC. You're long in Kron and Zine. Are you short-term long or are you long in day trading? Because, I mean, day trading is a little bit different. It just looks like a fade. The only reason I like it is because the risk and reward is so tight. All right, I'm short in Kron with 50 shares. Small share size. Risk is 50, so about a $25 risk. Like I said, this is the risk in the trade is 50. Reward level can be down here at 48.70s, and so it's just good risk reward. Maybe got a little bit worse entry than I was looking for, but I don't hate it. I think that with the spread and how it was, I don't hate that entry. Looking for a quick breakdown here. Like I said, I'd probably take some profits at 49 maybe, the rest at 48.70 or so. But I like the breakdown at least so far on CGC. Just a tight risk trade. Silver, oil, and some other commodities are all I used to trade back when gold was booming. Alright, so you got in on the bounce. Yeah, I can understand that logic as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just tight risk reward. That's the only thing I'm really looking at with it, is that the risk and reward is good. So, like, $25 risk if I get stopped out versus a, $25, $30 risk versus a $60, $70 reward with a few shares. And so I don't mind taking it. We'll let it work, but TRV in. Yeah, TRVN had a nice push today, actually. I used to trade TRVN too. I don't think it's tradable for me now, but I did used to trade that one. Yeah, I'm in CGC, Sean. Just looking for the breakdown to at least the whole dollar. A little choppy and spready though, but that's why it took small size. All right, we're getting a little bit of a breakdown here, down to the 20s, 15s. It's kind of what I was looking for. Just getting a little scalp play going on. We'll see if it gets down to 49 or so. Looks weak. Want to see it test 49 and break under it. Yeah, OCX went absolutely crazy here, man. SPY pushing up, probably bad for me now. SPY's really starting to bounce up. But yeah, OCX went crazy, crazy, man. Huge move. This thing's up like 300%. Scalp play may have been better with CGC, just getting in and out with the scalp play. Big downwick here, though, indicates some buying pressure, so I got to be careful here. You see this big downwick. I give it time and let it work, though. I'm in it with small enough size that I can give it a little bit of time just to work for me here. All right, Mike. Don't stress it, brother. Yeah, man. Tomorrow's a new day, dude. Tomorrow's a new day, man, so don't worry about it. All right, back down to 30s for CGC. Like I said, gonna look to maybe try to get 49. Profit target, still good risk reward even here. But gonna give it some time. Ideally, down here at 70s would be beneficial, but gonna let it work. Let this area hold as resistance, hopefully 49.50 or so. Squeeze up to the $half. Looks like it's going to break here. There's the break. Still a little early, but obviously not looking as good. Like I said, maybe a scalping play would have been better. But man, the SPY's super volatile today, man. Kind of chopping back and forth between these highs and lows. Yeah, man. OCX was a crazy move today, dude. Big move. Alright, it's back under the $half. I doubt it'll stay there for long, but we'll see. Yeah, there's the push back up. Like I said, I doubt it would stay under that $half for long, but ideally we want to see that area hold as resistance here. Let's hope this $half holds as resistance. Looks alright. And we get a big move back down to the 30s again. Let's see if we get another quick move down here. Here's the move back up. Like I said, I want to see this $half area hold as resistance. So it's testing it now. I want to see it hold as resistance. If not, it's not going to be as good for me. But we can let it consolidate here and work a little bit. But if it breaks over 80s, I don't want to hold it through this. Oh no, you're good, Tech. I'll talk with you after the trade, man. No stress, bro. Alright, so let's see if this VWAP area acts as resistance some. But 78 break here is going to be a little bit worse for me. We'll see. We'll give it time. Let me get these arrows out of here and put actual lines in the chart. It'll be a little bit easier. This is the level I got to watch. Now that it's moved down some, I'll probably use that area as my risk. See if that level holds, and if not, just get out of it. It's at about 81. Alright, it's testing the $half again. Like I said earlier, ideally we want to see that level break and then it hold as resistance. But again, if that area is going to hold as resistance, it could very obviously bounce as support here as well. It just broke under the $half again. Let's see if that area holds its resistance now. It's down to 47s, 46. There's 44s. $43s. See if this $half area can hold its resistance now, but it's been kind of chopping through it. On the 42s. SPY pulling back some, might be following the overall SPY. But yeah, gold is really pushing up here. It's up to 1280. Big move on gold today. All right, we're down to 40s. Broke under 40s, down to 36. There's 33s, 30s, 20s. All right, so the most obvious level that it's going to bounce is right here at 49.08, 49.12. So like we want to see a break underneath that and really make a test for this $49 level. That's the goal. If it does move up to 49.50, we want to see that area here hold its resistance, which is a big if, but that's what we want to see. There's the 20s again. $21, $20, just broke under the 20s, so it looks better. $17s. Like I said, it could break here. We want to see it make a break for this $49 level. Down to 16s, 12s, 10s. So this is the area it might bounce right here. I'm going to cover a little bit there just to get up some more and just let the rest really work here. It's the most obvious, if you see what I mean by this, guys, you can see it has this support line right here. And if you extend it to the left, it confirms that area as well. So like we can let it move here and test these levels and really test this $49 point is what we're shooting for here. See if we can get that breakdown under 49. Yeah, small size, Samuel. Appreciate it. But yeah, small size. But since the opening range breakout didn't work, I wanted to trade something where I could still have some money in the bank and that the gain I made earlier would at least hold me up a little bit. And that was kind of the goal from it. But again, we're getting that bounce at 49, which, like I said, that was the most obvious part that it may reverse. And so that's why I took profits down there. We could still let it work, obviously, but let's look to see where some other resistance may be here. So we'll let it trade in this range here, hopefully get rejected at that high at around 27, 28, maybe 30, and then come back down to test this 49 and actually break it this time. All right, let's see if it breaks under 45 this time. Target is probably 48.50 or so. $48.70 is probably where I'd probably take the rest off down there. Or right where the previous low of the day was. It's just good risk reward. Like for instance, if I give myself this $50 risk when I first got in the trade, my risk in the trade is about 50 cents or so. My reward's down at $1 at least, and so that's kind of why I did it. Yeah, we're getting the breakdown under 49, which is good. We'll see if we need to get a little bit stronger push so it can actually stay under it, because a lot of times it's going to bounce here. Down to 95s. 90s, looks good. 80s. Now the next thing is to see if this $49 area holds its resistance now that it broke over the whole dollar. It's bouncing, testing it now. See if that area holds. Testing 49. Want to see a rejection. There's a rejection. A little bit better. We'll see if it follows suit or if it continues to test it. 49 again. Gonna give it one more second here, let it test 49, and then if it really strongly breaks this top resistance here, then I'll just get out. Struggling. Couldn't really break. Let's see if it actually tries to make another push. Got some selling pressure here. Nice break. Down to 87s. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That area to just hold his resistance, which it did nicely. I'm going to take the rest off here. So $31 gain today. Not bad. I'll take it. That was the plan with this one. Fades have been working. They haven't been too bad lately. But if I would have taken bigger sizing, I would have held some to let it test this low like it's doing now. But happy with the trade for sure. Kind of see how you can kind of play it off of the half and whole dollars of these. Look for those whole dollars and half dollars to hold as resistance, and then, you know, go down to the next one after the break. Maybe missed out on some gain here, but I'll take it. I got my profit target. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, there's the drop. No FOMO, though. It was a good trade. I'll take it. All right, green is good, especially after these last few weeks of testing the opening range. What did AMD end up doing, by the way? Yeah, AMD went all the way up to 20. Let's look at it on the 5 minute. Yeah, green is green, man. I'll take it, you know. Missed out on some with CGC. Missed out on this massive push here, which would have been a nice, bigger gain. But like I said, I got my profit target. My profit target was only to trade it in between the range. I wasn't expecting it to really break down under it, but it did. But yeah, it's just to kind of play it in between the range. That's what the VWAP fade is most of the time, is a range-bound trade. So like, for instance, you get in here with a tight risk, and you try to take advantage of that bottom of the range, which in this case was at 48.70s or 48.65. So that's the goal with it. All right, but yeah, tech dev. You're talking about the pro package. So here's the thing, man, and I always try to tell people this, right? Like, Mitch and I are not experts or gurus or anything like that. Like, we're still working to be profitable ourselves. If you're a new trader and you want us to kind of help you learn trading in general, you know, then it'll probably be beneficial for you. But like, if you're an experienced trader, I mean, we can do our best to help, but like, obviously we're not experts or gurus or anything like that. We're just working our way to achieving profits as well, man. But we do have some experience in the market, and so it's completely up to you. So yeah, I mean, it's completely up to you. We have classes as well. But again, you know, Mitch and I are not experts. We're just teaching people what we've learned thus far. You know, it's kind of, the channel's called Beginner Trading because we help new traders learn. But yeah, man, it's up to you. Let me know if you have any other questions. You can email me at beginnertrading@gmail.com. I'll post that. Yeah, you can email me there. Yeah, glad to hear it, Jason. Yeah, man, we try, you know. Like I said, like, we get on the stream, like, we get hate, people saying you can't teach, you know, you're still a new trader yourself. And it's like, well, you know, we're not new, but like I said, we're not experts or gurus. Like, we don't try to pretend like we are. We're the only people that don't try to act like experts or gurus. You know, everybody else, they claim to be experts, but they don't actually show you everything. They don't show you their account balance. They don't show you their profit and loss. They don't live stream their actual trades. And so, you know, we pride ourselves in being the most honest people. Which is why, like, we get haters, but it's bizarre to me how, you know, why you would hate on us. Right, exactly. You know, like, we get haters, but like I said, it's just kind of crazy why they would hate on us. Like, we're the most honest people. Like, we're the only people that are like, we're not experts or gurus. Like, we're just trying to help new traders learn. That's it. And I think we have stuff to teach, and I think we have value that traders can have. Do we know everything? No. You know. But we try to be honest with people, which is something that's very, very rare in the trading world. Right. I mean, that's exactly what we teach, Jason. Risk reward. Nice tech. Yeah, man. Let me know, man. Email me, brother, if you have questions, man. But yeah, with our classes, like at this point, we do 3 classes a week, and we have like over 60 old classes, so like that's really what it is. Like you'll get 3 live classes a week with us, but we have like a backlog of like 60 plus classes, and like we teach 3 things, right? We teach risk and reward, calculating risk and reward. We keep setting up a trading plan, and we teach back testing trading plan and back testing strategies. Like that's what we really teach. We're not going to sell you $1 million strategy. We'll teach you the strategies we use, but any strategy can be profitable if you use the right risk reward with it. Appreciate it, Lewis. Yeah, man. I always describe it as kind of the evolution of the trade, right? Like you'll get technical analysis 101 is kind of like you look for previous support to turn into resistance. If you're going short, you want to see that previous support. A lot of the time, they're going to be at the psychological levels of half and whole dollars. Like you could see with this CGC trade, kind of looking for it to test 49, hold that area as resistance, and then when it does that, the next obvious level is 48.50. Hold that level as support some. When it breaks under it, hold it as resistance, and then it kind of just evolves from it. So when you draw out support and resistance, you can kind of get a good, game plan for your trade. Can you go over the tools you're using with links? Thinkorswim, I think most people know, but the other windows. Yeah, I mean, this is Trade Ideas. So, like, Trade Ideas is like a paid scanner. Now, if you want to use Trade Ideas, I have a link. They're cool enough to let me use their scans, but I think they actually have a. Let me look it up. I think Trade Ideas actually has like an open house coming soon. I think you pay like a small amount. It's like $8 or $10, and you get to use them for a week to like try them out. Let me see if I can find that link. Yeah, I think it's Winter Test Drive. So yeah, like if you're interested in checking out that to maybe use Trade Ideas, I'll post that link here as well. No, the 70 tech is the pro package. It you get 3 personal classes, right? So like the other ones you get 3 live classes a week, but it's live and it's group classes, right? With the pro package, it's 3 private classes. So it's like Mitch and I talking with you, learning about you as a trader, learning about the strategies we use, and kind of building a plan for you is what we do. Like building a plan, analyzing your trades, building a plan for you, helping you kind of work towards back testing the setups that you do use, so you can focus on the accuracy rate of them. Like we'll help you back test those strategies and kind of show you how we do it, and then give you kind of a plan. That's what the pro package is. But it's 3 private classes. But yeah, I mean, even with the basic packages, like we're gonna have a lot of time to kind of talk with you as a trader. If you want a free class, if you want a free class, let me know. You can join us in class tonight, tech, if you want to. Just email me. I'll send you the link, and you can join us in class and see what it's like. If anybody else wants to do that, y'all are more than welcome as well. Just let me know. All right, guys. Well, yeah, that's it for today. A green day, I'll take it. Yeah, let me make sure this is stopped. Yeah. All right. So yeah, green day today. I'll definitely take it. If anybody wants to use the broker that Mitch and I use, we're using TradeNet. Somebody asked me earlier about TradeNet not paying people. I haven't really heard of them not paying anybody. All I could say, whoever mentioned it, but all I could say is that I know Casey in our class did a withdrawal from TradeNet, and he put the request in on the 10th. And he received it on the 19th, so we got it in 9 days for their payouts. So from what I know, payouts are pretty reliable there. Get out of here, Isaac. I'm rooting for the Pats, man. I think the Pats are going to take it, bro. Patriots are gonna do it, man. I think Tom Brady's gonna run circles around the Rams. Yeah, that's right, Jason. I'm with you, brother. Yeah, yeah, Tiny. I popped open the Coke and Mitch said, "You having a beer, John?" And I said, "No, man. I just got back from a wedding. I don't want to. I don't want to look at alcohol for at least a month." But yeah, if you're interested in using the broker that I'm using, go check out that link. But they do though, Mike. I mean, they've won five, right? Five Super Bowls, I think. But yeah, guys, have a good day. I'll see you all later for class. And yeah, man, Tech, if you want a free class, man, just email me, brother. Just email me at beginnertrading@gmail.com. You can go to the site in the contact section to see my email if you want to as well. But yeah, good luck, guys. That's right, Samuel. That's what I'm thinking. Brady is obviously the GOAT, man. Brady is obviously the GOAT. And I'm a Saints fan. That's why you see Isaac trolling me. I'm a Saints fan. I'm a Breeze fan. And we got robbed. I will say that. But since we got robbed, I think the Pats are gonna win. Yeah, Eric, we're. Oh yeah, it is Tuesday. We might do class. We're either gonna do it tonight or we'll do an extra class Thursday. It's either gonna be tonight or Thursday. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Thursday. Actually, yeah, that's true, Tech. So class might actually be tomorrow. But yeah, like I said, it'll give you time to email me to kind of check it out. Or if you want like a free, I can send you a free like downloadable class if you want like one of our old ones. Just let me know what you want to learn, and I'll send you that. Tech. But yeah, just email me. I'll get back with you. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Did I post that trade ideas link? I think I did. Yeah, I posted it. So yeah, go check out trade ideas if you want to use the scanner I'm using, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So have a good day, everybody.